pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series, live from the Texas Motor Speedway. We're so glad you joined us here on a Tuesday night. Hello and welcome. As always, my name is JoeTowNetwork, riding solo up here at the booth tonight, joined, of course, as always, by our producer, Bristol. He is a good boy. He is the best dog producer in all of sim race broadcasting. And collectively, we are about to bring you what is oftentimes one of the best races of the year we have here on JTN, as the HOBO Racing Cup Series heads to Texas here in the Chase. It's race 4 of the Chase. Already some drivers trying to make their way and separate themselves from the rest of the field. We'll talk about those stories as well as much, much more here this evening. This, of course, is your AutoSim 2 race preview. Remember, AutoSim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. We're going to go for 117 laps tonight around the 1.5 mile Texas Motor Speedway. It's going to be an interesting one, though. The classic version of Texas, the stock vanilla in-game version of Texas Motor Speedway. Qualifying is currently underway. You're seeing those results at the top of your screens at this moment. Oftentimes, those qualifying results can be tricky at a track like Texas, where things will fluctuate as we go throughout the night. Long run versus short run setups. We'll see how everyone ends up, kind of seeing this race play out. Some familiar names. If you were here last Thursday night, of course, our friends over at Bomb Squad were here at this version of Texas as well. So, the familiar names towards the front of the field here in qualifying, and finished towards the front of the field in that one, just 5 days ago. Like to always remind you folks at home, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you're subscribed to us here on JTN so you do not miss a second of the action. You don't want to miss any of these broadcasts, whether it be our friends here at HOBO, our friends at Bomb Squad, Maverick, Fast, TMP, Fuel. We have an NSCRA special event next week. I feel like I'm forgetting some others. MOT, Mondays of Thunder. No matter what league you're part of or what league you're tuning in for, you don't want to miss a second of any of the action we have here on JTN, so you want to make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. Qualifying has concluded. That means it's time. Take you folks home, or take you folks through tonight's starting lineup. An interesting pair on row number 1 is the 113 of Caleb Lingle, always fast on these 1.5 mile cookie cutter racetracks. Sets the pole time with 27.581 seconds. Starting on the outside of row number 1, it'll be the 029 of Julian Wilson. Row 2 sees the 29 of Keith McLean and the 925 of Wiley King. On row 3, it's the 94 of Ken Hansen and the 73 of Herman Reese. Jeff Stakenis in the 31 and Ron Simpson in the 25 roll off on row number 4. And rounding out your top 10 tonight in row 5, the number 9 of Jeff Fugate and Maverick in this number 23. Starting in 11th tonight, it is the 11 of Steve Grant. To his outside in row 6 is the 4 of Matt Stern. Jason San Diego in the 22 going to roll off in 13th here tonight with Duke Sorensen to the outside in the 59 in row 7. Row 8, the 78 of Ryan Johnson and the 07 of Steve Rubino. Brother Dan Rubino there in the 44 starts in 17th, and 18th is the 112 of Eddie Rayleigh. Last car to take a time. Then, by random draw, it's the number 19 of Rod Weston in 19th. Rounding out your top 20 is the 10 of Randy Smith. Frank Boehm in the 27 and 21st. Gary Jackson, Bob Gibson, and Rick Castle round out your field B in that 27. But yeah, got a great night of racing action for you here tonight, folks. Again, make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Yes, I misspoke there. Keith McLean in the 28, not the 29. 029 and Julian Wilson there. Towards the front. My apologies. Texas can always is one of these, I don't want to say trouble tracks, but track that can get yourself in trouble. The older configuration helps that we're running here tonight, because 1 and 2 is not as treacherous as we saw in the NASCAR Cup Series and Xfinity Series races this past weekend. If you're watching on your TVs at home on the USA Network, turns 1 and 2, not as big of an issue on this version of the track. Turn 2, though, is always a very tricky spot. The car really likes to wash up off the corner. I got to see a lot of guys hitting that outside retaining wall throughout the night. It's kind of always been our trouble spot. So that's kind of where we'll keep our eyes on restarts, especially to see if guys may be pushing the issue and have a problem in that set of corners. Turn 3 and 4 also can be rather tricky. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for tuning in. I just hope you're having a good, a wonderful, I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday night. Extra pizzazz on it for you. Always love seeing our Hobo Racing friends here when we're back broadcasting on Tuesday with Hobo. Have a couple more races throughout the rest of the fall with these guys. So I believe we got 3 more after tonight, including the championship finale at Phoenix in November. So gonna keep you updated throughout the rest of the chase here and kind of, show you all that good stuff throughout these final, is it 7 races, including tonight? Duke Sorensen there in the 59. Del Artois. Chevrolet, Julian Wilson there. Good looking ride. Hobo is using the old chase format, so top 12 in points right now are all separated. They're in their own little bracket. Right now, Keith McLean is the points leader in the 28 car. We gotta run you through some of those points. And you'd also find Hobo does a really good job. There's a couple leads that we have do a really good job with their kind of their management. If you go to hoboracing.com, you can find all the info. You can find paint schemes and cars even. Keith McLean, currently your points leader. He has a 36-point lead over Steve Grant. Then Ken Hansen, Caleb Lingle, and Herman Reese are your top 5 in points. Steve Grant, you talked about it, sits second in the points, coming off a win last way at USA International Speedway down in Florida. So that 11 car trying to build some momentum here, trying to cut into the points lead of Keith McLean. Keith, though, average finish this season of 7.5. Next highest is 8, is an average finish of 8 from Ken Hansen in the 94, who is 3rd in points. Welcome in, Ann. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're having a magnificent Tuesday. I gotta keep coming up with these adjectives. See Steve Rubino there in the 07. Good looking race car. Cars getting lined up on the grid behind our Dodge Chargers pace car as we await the command to get engines fired here from No Limits, Texas. Not going to put any limits on you at home. We're not going to put any limits on ourselves up here in the booth tonight. Going to be a fun one. 24 cars, I believe, here tonight. Give you that official count once we get going here to see how many actually make the grid. Sometimes we have some late drops from the field, but a healthy field as we always have here at HOBO on Tuesday nights. Looking forward to this one here tonight.
Drivers, start your engines!
As we get the command and engines are fired again, it's Caleb Lingle on the pole in the number 113. That car just to the right with Julian Wilson to the outside. Row 2 is Keith McLean in the 28 and the 925 of Wiley King. Ken Hansen, Herman Reese in a newer looking number 73. I like that car. That looks good. Jeff Stakanis in Ron Simpson. And then rounding out your top 10 tonight, Jeff Fugate and Maverick in the 25. Answer the question in chat. Correct. No Maverick tonight. Quentin, off week for Maverick. They'll be back next week from Talladega live right here on JTN. But in the meantime, we're going to have what is, again, Texas, always one of the best races we have of the year here with HOBO. It's going to be a fun one. This track is maligned. I don't know. That's how you use that word. I'm not an English major. I wasn't an English major, but this track gets a bad rap because of the current configuration. Don't worry about that tonight, folks. We are running classic good Texas here tonight that you saw all throughout the early 2000s through 2016. It's going to be a good one. You're not going to want to, don't touch that search bar. Don't navigate away. Don't turn off your smart TV. Stick here with us. We're going to show you a great time here tonight on JTN. Dodge Charger pace car comes down the pit lane. Lingle with control. Fans are on their feet in the grandstands. And away we go. Green flag of a racing here at Texas. The field fanning back out. Julian Wilson losing 3 spots here in the opening lap. Going to have to get down in line behind Stakanis there. Falls all the way back to the 5th spot. The first side-by-side battle. Matt Stern to the inside of Ron Simpson. Simpson going to get down in line. It's a little single groove here at Texas, but nothing these drivers won't be able to navigate. You see Ryan Johnson making a move to the inside of Steve Grant, last week's winner, second place in points tonight. Going to have to try to find a way to rally up through the field. Here comes Matt Stern in the number 4. Going to try to take that Camaro on by the Pontiac. It's still Caleb Lingle out in front. He leads lap 2. Side-by-side battle here between the 11 and the 4. Grant going to get down in front of Simpson in the 25. A big thank you to the guys at Team Speedland. They're one of our big partners here for our coverage of HOBO Racing this year as they're celebrating their 25th anniversary. A couple of those Team Speedland cars there in the 11 and the 22. And kind of watching this battle hovering around the 10th spot. Go forward a little bit. You see Herman Reese in the 73, always one of our championship favorites. Right now, 5th in points coming into tonight. Ryan Johnson making a move to the inside of Fugate in the number 9. Fugate trying to get up with his teammate Stakanis, who's running 4th, but going to lose 1, if not 2 spots here. Gets really close to that wall. Probably had to jump out of the throttle a little bit. That allows Steve Grant to get to the inside with help from Jason San Diego in the 22. As for the, I believe, the 10th spot. Steve Grant, though, not able to get to the inside. Herman Reese losing a position to the number 4 of Matt Stern. Back up front, though, Keith McLean starting to apply some pressure to the back bumper of Caleb Lingle. Official field count tonight is 24 cars. Well, it looks like we've already had one retired. Rod Weston in the 19 has disconnected from our server. Top four have broken away. Ryan Johnson now moving to try to get to the inside of Julian Wilson in the 029. Be extra careful not to cross-pollinate the names here tonight. Matt Stern now makes a move to the inside of Ryan Johnson, so as quick as the 78 was thinking about, you know, making that move, oh, here comes the 4 going to make a move on the 78. With Matt Stern up into 6th. He has a strong run going here tonight in that number 4. Welcome in, Kevin. Stern now looking to the inside of Wilson for 5th. 4-car going to make another pass. Continuing his march towards the front is Matthew Stern. Now he'll lead the second pack of cars. See, Caleb Lingle has kind of gapped the 28 of Keith McLean a little bit. Don't know if that's just a healthy margin or... You never know the true intentions of these drivers and what they're doing, but Lingle, your race leader in the 113. And Hansen there in the 94 has a podium run going right now in the early stages. Just over 10 laps in. Getting a lot of pressure, though, from Stekenis in the 31. Ryan Johnson, while we were looking away, was able to get by Julian Wilson in the 029. So Julian not the start that our outside pole sitter was looking for. No, take you from the back to the front of the field. See if there's any battles going on. See Steve Rubino putting some pressure to the back of Jason San Diego. Feel like there might be a pass brewing here. There he goes, dives to the inside down to turn 3. Steve will take a spot. Things, now that we're about halfway into a run, things are starting to settle down. Everyone's kind of falling into place. See, Matt Stern lost a couple spots there. Go back to 7th in the 4. He was leading the second pack. Now, Willie Wilson trying to get to the inside of Ryan Johnson for 5th. Kind of where you see who was saving their tires and who was maybe pushing the issue. We're just settling in now, though. We're settling into this race. I'd like to remind you folks at home, we got more racing action coming up here on JTN, presented by our friends at SchemeHaven.com. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action heads to Talladega this Thursday night. Tune in 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Julian Wilson making a pass on the outside of Ryan Johnson. Matt Stern trying to do the same thing. Watch this battle. Johnson able to hold on to the spot. Maverick Cup Series action 1 week from tonight. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then October 5th. NASCAR Cup Series action from Lowe's Motor Speedway. Those races and much, much more, of course, going to be live right here only on JTN. Weird. I saw Caleb Lingle popping up in our ticker twice. Can't figure out why that is. Oh, I was seeing things. Find me. Something might have happened with the 113 blinking across the line. Maybe it's getting scored further on back. Herman Reese getting to the outside. Ryan Johnson's kind of just letting cars pass on the outside to not give up the inside line. I think it's a smart move there for the 78. That's heads-up racing. That's good racecraft. When we talk about guys kind of letting each other on by. That's how you want to do it. You don't want to give up the preferred line, and Ryan Johnson doing a good job right now in that Buffalo Wild Wings 78 of that. We see this 78 car really good on these 1.5 miles, but sometimes lacking a little bit of that long run speed. It seems like that's kind of where they're falling tonight. Now 20 laps into this green flag run. But still up front, it's Caleb Lingle in the 113. Ken Hansen dives to the inside. Keith McLean for second. And move that Coors Light forward up a spot, as he'll try to set his sights on Lingle in the 113. And remember, Hansen third in the points coming into tonight. So that's a 51 points out of the points lead. Now, points leader is right behind you, but it's at least points that you are gaining. Wouldn't be surprised to see this 94 try to stay out during the pit cycle, try to lead a lap. I don't know if you necessarily want to do that if we were to get a caution tonight. See a lot of times drivers kind of taking that risk. We'd like to remind you folks at home, got 12 people currently tuned in. Can't thank you enough. Make sure if you haven't already, though, appreciate if you were able to click the like button on the video. Again, it does do a lot to help support us. I know it seems like a really trivial thing to do, but clicking the like button on these streams, on any of our videos, it sends a signal out to the algorithm here on YouTube that you're enjoying what you're seeing. First off, funny enough, but then it helps the algorithm recommend these streams to more folks that watch similar things that you do. So if you watch a lot of our broadcasts, or maybe you're watching other racing content, or maybe you're watching cooking shows on YouTube, I don't know. Gives the algorithm some information about us here at JTN and what you like. Is Julian Wilson now up into the top 3 of the 29, doing a good job at saving the tires early on. But it gives the algorithm a little bit of a clue about what we're doing. And I see my spiel has worked. And a couple of folks at home have clicked the like button since I started it, so thank you so much. I'll try not to talk to you too much about it tonight, but we appreciate it when you click the like button. It really does help support us, and those numbers don't go unnoticed by us here at JTN, and your constant support here the last 3 years has been amazing, and we can't thank you enough. And I always like to mention that, too, during our HOBO broadcast, since, of course, HOBO is our second or third league that signed on with us to do some broadcasting. So, again, thank you guys so much. Julian Wilson applying pressure. Got to get to the inside of Ken Hansen for second. 29 up into that spot. Hansen couldn't do anything. He'll fight. Couldn't. Tires are gone. Coming up on those green flag pit stops here in a couple laps as well. Alright, see some cars Maybe tapping out early here. Kind of fly through the field. Top 5 are now all together again. Here comes Wilson. Here he goes. Big move to the inside off of turn number 2. Down into turn number 3. New leader for the first time tonight. The 029 of Julian Wilson. Hung back early on in the run. Now showing out, going to the front of the field here, coming up on our first round of green flag pit stops. Caleb Lingle now falls back to second. Ken Hansen there in third, and Hansen might have something for the 113. Dives to the inside here into turn number 3. Those two Fords going to do battle here. And Hansen takes the second spot. So Lingle now in dirty air. Starting to see some issues with the handling of that 113 maybe. Might be too early to tell, but we are also so close to these pit stops. I don't know if it's an overreaction or not. Treading towards that it's not, but you never know. Rayleigh coming off pit road in the 112. Okay, the 4, Matt Stern was on pit lane, so was the 20... I'm sorry. 78, Ryan Johnson coming off pit road. 44 of Bino. 59 of Sorensen on pit lane now. Here comes Wilson down pit road, leader on pit lane. Caleb Lingle smoking the tires, makes contact! Oh my goodness. Caleb Lingle being aggressive, trying to make up time, coming to pit lane, makes contact with the leader. Puts Julian into the inside while he pulls into a stall. He cannot be too happy after that. Let's get you a replay. Again, it's an accident. It's a mistake. But being aggressive like that onto pit lane is costly. Well, the 113 also get the right front into the grass. Have to wait and see if there's a penalty coming for unsafe pit entry. Sometimes things like to be a little finicky. Also, speeding penalty is going to be interesting. And then we're going to have to watch, wait, and see if there are any penalties. As the leader is run into the back of on this first pit cycle. Gary Jackson down on pit lane, the 00. Good looking. Loves travel stops forward there. These Stekenis and Matt Sturm battling. Again, different tires, kind of around the 4-car already. Tires are up to temps. Stekenis in the 31 just coming off the pit lane. See Steve Grant there in the 11. Off of pit road. But we have shaken things up here. Trying to figure out who the leader is. It looks like it's Herman Reese in the 73. There he is. Ron Simpson now sits in second. Ken Hansen, Keith McLean. I'm kind of waiting for things. Our ticker sometimes takes a few laps to kind of figure itself out. So we'll We'll wait and see. Herman Reese, though, last time around on the ticker, was scored as the race leader. See if that's still the case here. And yes, it is. So Herman Reese, your race leader. Ron Simpson in second. Ken Hansen, Ryan Johnson, Keith McLean, now your top 5. Doesn't appear to be a penalty to the 113. Caleb Lingle, he's gotten by McLean for the 5th spot. Find Julian Wilson, the 029. There he is. I believe he's coming off the pit lane too, so... Oh, man. That is a bummer. All the way back in the 20th spot now. First car, or last car on the lead lap. So Herman Reese pits early, uses the strategy to his advantage, gets out in front. Ken Hansen now in second in the 94. Ryan Johnson, Ron Simpson has fallen back to 4th. Matt Stern going to be facing a challenge here from Jeff Sekenis in the 31. Fresher tires on that Steak and Shake Dodge. And we're going to get a pass for position here in a few laps because that 31, just fresher tires, a little more pace in that car as well. Kenneth goes on by for the spot. Keith McLean trying to find a way around Ron Simpson here for 4th. He'll do it. Hello. Jessica Kennis there in the 31 goes on by Simpson in the 25. So Simpson, the strategy call there to pit early starting to play out as Ken Hansen now going back to the lead, or goes to the lead for the first time tonight in this 94. Gets around Herman Reese, pass for the lead. So again, fresher tires on the 94. Seem to have a little bit more pace. But the 73 was running outside the top 5 when that pit cycle started. So still at a net gain as Herman Reese was able to lead a lap. This is why these strategies can be so much fun here on these mile and a halves. These stock in-game mile and a halves, they're fun, folks. More leagues should race on them. As the NR2003 gods proclaimed. Ken Hansen, your new race leader. Ray Jackson, the 00, trying to get around Herman Reese. He's, again, first car lap down, so gonna want to try to get to the leader. Has the freshest tires out on track, too, so tires, again, big factor here tonight. Team Speedland with the team photo there. All 4 cars underneath, or 4 of the 5 cars all underneath a blanket. Owned by Jason San Diego there in the 22. Here comes Steve Rubino in the 07. Dan Rubino in the 44. A couple laps down at the moment. Steve gonna get to the inside of this 22. Gonna also probably be able to use this 25 as a pick. Has to be careful there through the dog legs. That's how you make up 2 spots if you're Steve. Good racing there. After Jason San Diego, you're not too happy about it, but you know. Don't like it when someone uses a pick on you. You never do. Can't say that I was ever too happy if someone used the car as a pick. Caleb Lingle looks like he's gotten into the wall. This 113. Damage on the right side. We might try to figure that out for you. There's nothing nefarious at play. Let's see. You're going back a few laps here, folks. Try to figure out what happened to the 113. Oh. He got loose going down into turn 3 and gonna big smack to the outside wall there. That was back on lap 37, so apologies we missed it for that long, but you filled in now. But again, Ken Hansen, your race leader. Herman Reese in second. Ryan Johnson. Keith McLean. Keith looks like he's trying to set up the 78 for a pass. Jeff Stekenis is 5th. Fugate is there in 6th. Those two teammates kind of working well together here on track. They're going to try to draw in on this battle for 3rd. McLean going to the outside. I think Johnson going to let him by. We saw him perfect this move with that first green flag run. And, you know, lets one on by and, you know, stem bleeding a little bit. Again, we're kind of at that 20 lap mark in the run where the 78 kind of falls off the cliff a little bit. You don't have the long run speed in that car that they were hoping for. I just take you through the field. Don't want to go too quick, and everyone's kind of running by themselves. Got one around. It's Ron Simpson, first caution of the night, out here on lap 52. 25 car around in turn 4. So first caution of the night. Just about halfway through this race. Ron Simpson goes for a spin. They had lost so much speed in this 25. Heavy hit to the outside wall. See the damage there as 25 brings it down to the crew. Leaders, though, everyone got to come down pit lane. This puts you in a one stop to the end window. So everyone will elect to come down pit road here under our first caution of the night. Single car spin for Ron Simpson. And Hansen able to win the race off pit road in the 94. Then Stekenis, McLean. So Stekenis up a spot. Fugate, Ryan Johnson, Matt Stern, Wiley King, Steve Rubino, Rick Castle, Eddie Rayleigh, Herman Reese, big loser there on pit lane in the 73. Something went wrong. Yes, indeed, Steve. A good green flag run to start this race. 52 laps. I like it. Good racing, everyone. One of the things, I feel like I say it all the time, and I apologize, folks, if you're getting sick of me saying it, but one of the things that's awesome about the guys here at Hobo, they do such a good job of kind of just good racecraft, good, solid racecraft. Sometimes it can kind of be hard to get that at some places. So some really good racecraft here at Hobo. Again, you can go to HOBORacing.com to find out more. Keep up to date on the league, the schedules. We talked about the chase going on right now. Keith McLean is the points leader. Steve Grant was second, but Grant is not having a good night in that 11 car after coming off of the victory last week at USA International Speedway. But point being, great racing here at Hobo. Hobo racing is cool. Hobo racing is fun. And can't thank these guys here at Hobo enough for their support of what we've done here at JTN. We hope we always get thanks for the broadcast, but we truly hope we do a good job, and can't thank them enough for giving us this opportunity to come out and broadcast these select events throughout the racing season. Little mush fest here under our first caution of the night, I know, but just want to make sure it's said, because it probably doesn't get said enough that they do awesome here. Steve and Dan and the entire admin team, a great job providing everyone a great place to race here on Tuesdays. So yeah. Welcome in, Greg and James. No need to apologize for being late. You're just in time. Catch the second half of this one. It's on the incident front, it's been a quiet night, but it's been an up and down night. We saw Julian Wilson able to get to the lead there under that first green flag run for that first set of green flag pit stops we got. Then contact with Caleb Lingle. Lingle aggressive, trying to make up time coming to pit lane, sends the 029 around at pit entry. And now Julian all the way towards the back. Off strategy, off kilter with everyone. It'll be interesting to see if that 029 can make a charge back to the front, if Caleb can make a charge back to the front. It's all a lot of stories to watch here in the second half of this race. This caution kind of breathing new life into some of these drivers, maybe taking some away from others. Ken Hansen, though, will be your race leader here. Stekenis there in second, McLean in third. So some interesting names, some familiar names at that, at the front of the field here for the restart, coming to lap 57 of 117. Dodge Charger pace car makes the hard left turn down the pit lane. Hansen with control for the restart. Fans are on their feet. Flagman with green in hand, and we're back underway here from Texas. Field stays single file through turns 1 and 2. And now, let the racing commence. Hansen trying to pull out to a healthy lead. Top 5 have pulled away from Wiley King in 6th. Steve Rubino there in 7th. Pass for 9th. Herman Reese to the inside of Eddie Rayleigh for the spot. Rayleigh going to have to fall back into 10th. Here comes Gibson in the 46. It is a hornet's nest here just outside the top 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all underneath a blanket here. on the restart. The leaders, they sorted things out. They figured it out. They said we're gonna play nice with each other. Back here though, it's a swarm. Lingle and Wilson side by side. I have to think there's no love lost there. Although, knowing those two, they're probably like, it's whatever. It happens. Mistakes, that is. They get things sorted out. Steve Rubino, he is up into the 6th spot. Highest he's run here tonight. And Jeff Stakanis slowly but surely trying to reel in this 94 of Ken Hansen. Seeing the top 5 kind of coming back together. Top 7 are together. So top 5 were able to break away there in the early laps on this restart. Now 6th and 7th, Steve Rubino, Wiley King, they've kind of pulled back into this group. Rick Castle leading the 2nd grouping of cars. Plenty of time to go in this race. Just now past halfway. Gibson losing a couple spots there in the 46. Here goes Jason San Diego, Caleb Lingle. Once you're up out of the groove, it's a feeding frenzy for everyone behind in this freight train. Steve Rubino got the wall a lap or so ago in the 07. We're going to keep our eyes here. Battle for the leads. Kennis, big dive to the inside. Ken Hansen into the wall. Loses 2, 3, 4 spots now. Going to lose a 5th and fall back to 6th. Does driver number 94, Ken Hansen. Disastrous set of corners there. Still losing time. Here comes Steve Rubino in the 07. Got up and out of the groove. Jeff Stakanis to the lead. Stakanis, who came into tonight 12th out of 12 Chase drivers, is your race leader. Did I have to say that out loud? Probably not. He probably wishes I didn't, but hey, I said it. kind of watching now at this point. I mean, Steve Rubino, he's fallen back, and he's fallen back quick. This 07 car, damage on the right side, proving costly for Steve. He's now fallen outside the top 10. Julian Wilson, Caleb Lingle, they're both a lap down, but we know the speed's there for both those cars. They're fighting for that lucky dog position. And Steve continues to lose spots in this 07. Cannot stop the bleeding right now. Handling has gone away from this Ford. Really looking to the inside of Jason San Diego for a spot. Lucky Dog battle, though, is on. They're side by side for that position. Julian Wilson trying to take it over. He will. So now if a caution were to come out, the 029 would get the Lucky Dog. Caleb Lingle would be stuck a lap down. We're faced with a difficult decision to either stay out and try to take a wave around or pit and hope for another caution. At this point, you're so many laps into the run, you kind of have to pit, but you can always take a risk, calculated one at that. I'm going to go on by Herman Reese. Reese gets into the wall a little bit. Ryan Johnson going a lap down in the 78. Here. I feel like I'm missing something there. Steve says damn in chat as he's on pit lane. That's not good. Something happened. They're not putting tires on this car. Now he rolls away. Oh, man. Had to be repairing the damage. So it's Tekenis out front. Ryan Johnson is running in second. I apologize to 78 team. I am a mess right now. Oh, man. Teammates battling for 12th. They're at 11th. Three of these Team Speedland cars all together, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Randy Smith going to look for 11th here to the inside of Jason San Diego for the spot. He'll take it. Steve Grant going to look for 12th, and he'll take it. East to Kenneth in the 31. Now kind of getting some pressure from McLean in the 28. And approaching that last set of pit stops here. Want to get to lap 87. You'll feel comfortable then. Make it to the end. Fugate up into third. Ken Hansen's rallied back to fourth. Ryan Johnson has fallen back into fifth. He'd pack about a second ahead of sixth place Rick Castle. Julian Wilson going on by the 78. And he might be able to get this lap back the hard way here. Again, don't know without a caution if they're going to be able to get that 029 into victory lane, but at least be able to get back on the lead lap if we were to get a caution. It would be a game changer for them to not have to start at the back of the, all the way at the back of the field. Gary Jackson coming off pit lane, the 00, so the first cars to come down pit lane. Saw C. Rubino a few laps ago, but I think he is too far outside the window to make it to the end. Here comes Kennis down pit lane, right at the edge, folks. It's going to be close. Teammate Fugate also down pit road. You don't want to be the last to pit, though, is the problem. I don't think you want to be the first either. They're not, but... oh, man. I have to think McLean and Hansen going to come down pit lane this time. Can't let those guys get too many laps on you. You're gonna stay out another lap. Smoke on pit entry. .31 gonna get released. Is the 73's coming in? Pretty lucky timing there. I think Ken Hansen's coming to pit road here. You saw him really dive it low into turn 3 and 4. He's slow. So is the 28. Both coming down pit road this time. Oh, 28 into the grass. Gonna have to hope that that's not a penalty. For our points leader, Keith McLean. Let's find 31 and the 9 because I believe they should cycle out as the race leaders. The Kennis in this 31. Putting some heaters down right now. In that Steak and Shake Dodge. Smoke on pit entry. 11 and 4 were coming in. There's the 28. And there goes the 31. So Stakennet's going to be able to pull away with a healthy lead. Fugate through to second. Also going to have a decent gap back to McLean in third. Hansen in fourth. As here comes Ryan Johnson actually going to be able to get into third. Sneak around these guys. Caleb Lingle's again a lap down in this cycle still. So, all right, we reset him. Stakennet's will be the race leader once things cycle through. and a healthy race leader that you're probably telling, you know, if you're crew chief on top of the 31 box, you're probably telling your driver to, hey, back the pace down a little bit. Take it easy. It's okay. We got time. We got a gap back to our teammate in the number 9. We want to get, you know, we want to try to get as many points tonight as we can. Woodgate fell 4 spots in the standings after last week's race. We'll look to get some of those spots back. He's 65 points back of our points leader, excuse me, Keith McLean in the 28. McLean, again, top 5 run going here tonight. Barring a disaster, it's still going to be a healthy points night and still going to have a healthy points lead. Kind of the crucial thing, you know, you hear it when we talk about these championships, especially where it's points and it's not, you know, win and you're in, eliminations, you know, this classic chase format here. You don't have to worry about some of the, you know, you can just top 5 them to death, top 10 them to death here at Hobo. Just get good finishes and you're most likely going to be okay. And if you can build up a points lead here in the first 5 races of the chase, it makes this last 5 a little bit easier. You know, if you can go into that final race of the year with a healthy margin, maybe all you're trying to do is finish 10th or 11th, say. So it's something to watch. It's something to watch for sure. So again, Stakenis, Fugate, Johnson, McLean, Hansen, your top 5. Maverick is now up into 6th. Randy Smith is up into 7th. Getting a challenge, though, from Rick Castle there in 8th. We'll keep our eyes on this battle because it's the closest one we have on track, 124 and 10. Oh, we got one around. It's Maverick in the 23. It's going to bring out a caution. Second one of the night. Maverick blew up. Oh my goodness. It is in fact not Maverick Night in America. Oh man. That's going to be night over for the 23. Alright, folks, we talked about it. You wanted to see what DO29 maybe could do if he got back on the lead lap. He'll be able to get back on the lead lap with this caution. Wasn't able to do it the hard way, but hey, gonna have an opportunity. Everyone gonna come down pit road. 4 tires. Pack it back full with fuel. Or at least make sure you're healthy. And get things ready to go. Boy. Wanted to shake things up. Let's shake things up. Steve Grant with 2 tires. Barbara, we are at 90. We're going to be at 98 this next time around. We're probably going to go back green at lap 100. So we're getting very close to the end of this one. Caleb Lingle, Wiley King, they're both going to stay out here. I think that's to try to get themselves back on the lead lap. They're not going to have the benefit of fresh tires. Definitely going to need another caution. They're going to want to try to climb back up through the field. At least getting yourself back on the lead lap gives you an opportunity to kind of see what happens here. See how things shake out, you know? Worst place you can finish is where you're racing, where you're running right now. So why not take a chance? Take a chance. Dave Grant taking a chance. 2 tires there on the 11 to gain some track position. They haven't had any all night long. Fugate there in 3rd in the number 9. Keith McLean in the 28. Ryan Johnson. Some of the best short run speed resides in this 78. Short run to the finish. You know, you have to wait and see if maybe some of these other guys have adjusted some of their short run speed out of the car in favor of long run speeds. But it was 2 long runs in this race that defined this race tonight. So again, it's this is why you like racing. It's unpredictable. We'll go back with 18 laps to go. We'll go back green on lap 100. 18 to go of our 117 here tonight. Stekenis, Grant, Fugate, McLean, Johnson, your top 5. Folks, if you have friends and they're not watching, you better tell them. Be a good friend and tell them to watch, because they're not going to want to miss the end of this one. Been one of the best races we've seen all year here on JTN. It's at Texas. Things might get a little crazy. You got 1 car on 2 tires, sitting in 2nd, not in 1st with clean air. I like the roll of the dice. Just gotta hope it don't come up snake eyes like that 11 on the side of the door. Field follows behind our Dodge Charger pace car. Will give way to the Dodge Charger of Jeff Stekenis. Reach up there, pull them belts tight. 1 more time. 18 laps to go. Still a decent amount of laps left in this one. Dodge Charger pace car is in plenty of time for something to happen. Something good, something bad. We'll wait and see. 18 to go. Green flag. We're back underway here in Fort Worth. Grant with a good restart in that number 11. Able to get a gap on Fugate in the 9. Stekenis in the 31. Also, I mean, if you're Stekenis, maybe you're not worried about the 11 on 2 tires, but you're definitely worried about your teammate in the 9. Steve Grant looks to the outside, that car pushing a little bit off the corner. 17 laps to go. Craig, I wish. Now the trans. Fugate by for 2nd. Battle for 4th. Ryan Johnson going to make the pass on Keith McLean. Sekenna's starting to feel some pressure here from his teammate Fugate in the number 9. Field is single file, one car on the outside. It's the 07 of Steve Rubino. Ken Hansen there in the 94 to his inside. Hansen has fallen out of this one. Contention for a win. You see Julian Wilson there in the 029 as well. Battle for third. Here comes Ryan Johnson to the inside of Steve Grant. He'll take the spot in turns 1 and 2. Cue the Jaws music and the short run speed of the 78. Can Ryan Johnson get back to the lead here in the late running of this race? DeKennis out in front still. Teammates 1-2, 12 laps to go at the line. And closing stages of this one. Fugate's all over the back bumper of the 31. 11 laps to go. This thing is getting spicy. How will the teammates race each other here, especially with that 78 car also closing in? Top 3 going to be underneath a blanket in the remaining laps of this one. 10 laps to go at the line. See battles towards the back half of the top 10. Got a cluster of cars there. Julian Wilson in the 029 also trying to rally back to a top 10 finish. Keep an eye on that car here in the late going. It's still Stekenis out in front. Fugate in second. He's lost some time here the last lap or so. Still holding close enough. Boy. Steve Grant losing a few more spots in that 11, so the two-tire call not playing out as well as I think that team was hoping for. Probably wanted a caution or two to kind of help them out a little bit. Steak and Shake versus Sundrop here at the front of the field. Seven laps to go from Texas. Keith McLean starting to pull back into this battle as well. He's closing in on Ryan Johnson there in third. Johnson maybe brushing the wall a little bit there down the end of the back straightaway. We're again keeping our eyes on our race leaders. 6 to go. Can Fugate find a way around this 31 here in the remaining laps? 9 miles of this race left, or just under it now as we're halfway down the back straightaway into turn 3. Gonna have to do something. You can't keep following in his tire tracks here. I know it's a one-groove racetrack, but if you're Fugate in the 9, you gotta either be more aggressive down into the corner or run differently. You gotta do something different. You can't keep running the tire tracks to your teammate. It's a battle for the victory here at Texas. Both drivers part of the chase. They're both trying to hunt down our points leader, Keith McLean, who currently sits 4th in this race So a decent amount of points to be made up. McLean all over the back bumper of Ryan Johnson now for third. Caution! And this one might be over. We got a wreck. Car on its side. It's Rayleigh Gibson blowing up. 112 flipping over. Caution going to be out. Oh, man. Incident 59 gets loose into the corner, 46 into the back. Those two make contact into the 112. Really seems to get the worst of this, although the 46 did blow up. First multi-car incident of the night. Might be the race ender. Again here. And one more time. Yeah, I mean, the 59 just gets loose. 46, you're going down into the corner. It's late in the race. And we don't like playing the blame game here. This is one of those quote-unquote racing deals. I do believe, though, it's going to end this race. It's going to end it with a Jeff Stakanis victory. Would say go get yourself a steak and shake, but I know there aren't a lot of steak and shakes around near me, at least. Steak and shake pretty good, though. Pretty good. Craig says good food, terrible service. Well, you know, they try their best. That's the thing with Steak and Shake too. I believe like if you go inside, it's like sit down, wait staff and everything, and then it's got also, they also have a drive-through at a lot of them. 2 to go. Pace car lights stay on. This one will end under caution. Got cars pitting at the back. Purely remove. Julian in chat, so disappointing. Car was awesome. It's hard to battle back from a penalty and a mistake, especially sucks when it's one that you don't make. But at the end of the day, that's racing. So they'll come off of turn 4 for the penultimate time. One lap to go here at the line. White flag will be displayed. It's good. Again, this race is going to end under caution. I don't think it puts a damper on it, though. It was a spectacular race here tonight, folks. Great green flag racing action. 3 cautions. I know one ends it, but only 3 cautions in this race. Great time here tonight. Again, remember, if you haven't already, click the like button on the video, subscribe. You don't want to miss a second of the action. We got great stuff coming at you later on this week. next week and throughout the rest of the fall and racing season. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Ryan Johnson in third. Jeff Fugate in second. And it'll be the number 31. Thank you, Greg. Steak and Shake Dodge of Jeff Stakenis, taking home the checkered flag. Trying, as he'll continue to try to make a climb towards the championship. Stakenis will win it here at Texas. Your race winner, Jeff Staketis, he brings it around and he'll burn it down for the fans here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Okay. Stakenis, your race winner. We'll get post-race results on your screens here in mere moments. We'll talk with our top 3 finishers. Again, folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here to JTN this evening. Make sure, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe. Again, doing those 2 things more than anything helps support us here on JTN. Remember, you can also follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, the works. We cannot thank you enough for all of your support. While we get those results ready for you, let's get a word with our friends from AutoSim2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear, because AutoSim2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in Owner Mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim2. Again, folks, AutoSim2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. We encourage you to go give it a look. Again, AutoSim2 now available on Steam for $9.99. Results on your screens in 3, 2, and 1. Bada bing, bada boom. There they are. Let's go ahead and head on down to Victory Lane and talk with the driver of the number 31, Jeff Stakenis. Jeff, you got a copy?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
It's going. How's it going?
Oh, great. Had the old blood pumping for a little while there.
What's it like racing a teammate like that in the late stages of this race? I mean, you guys I have to think that those cars are very, very similar, but still, you maybe got a couple tricks up your sleeve.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're up front. But yeah, similar cars, but we're on the radio with each other on different chat, so we're talking to each other and we're slowing things down, speeding things back up, kind of pacing ourselves. Got a bunch of good teammates right there.
How how much does a race like tonight? You get the long green flag runs. The end of the day, you get a short run there at the end. How does a race like tonight that sees so many kind of you get the different feel all up and down? How much fun is that as the driver, and how promising is that for the league?
Nerve-wracking at the end when it happens. That's how I would describe that. That second to last pit stop there, yellow flag. If that didn't come out, Jeff and I we were way out front.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't really want to see it, but we still take 4 brand new tires and go after it.
On a big call there too, with that second green flag pit stop to kind of pit a couple laps earlier than those other guys. How important were the tires tonight?
Really important. Actually, when you got down to the nitty gritty on your fuel, I mean, your tires were way down there. I don't know what happened on my first pit stop. They dropped the jack, and I just sat there for 4 seconds while it just counted down for me, and then they released me at almost 20 seconds. So I scratched my head at that. I didn't have any damage or anything, so I don't know what happened there. But yeah, weird.
That just like your handicap for the night or something?
Must have been, because I had to work my way back up through the field to get that one.
Well, work your way back up through the field. You lead the most laps on the night at 45, Jeff. Again, a great win here tonight. Some good momentum for the rest of the final 6 races of the chase. Congratulations on the victory. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You've been up here plenty of times before. You know the drill. The floor is yours. Here's the microphone.
Oh yeah. Say hello to everybody that was watching, and thank my teammates, Keith, Herman, Jeff, and all the guys that I race with. They are a good group of guys, and I thank Steve and Bino for putting on and putting up with me and everything else. So thank you.
Jeff, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. As always, it's a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you, and again, cannot thank you enough for your time.
Thank you.
Jessica Caddish, driver the number 31, race winner here tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in our second place finisher, driver of the number 9, Jeff Fugate. Jeff, you got a copy?
Hey, I'm here.
All right, second place run. I know you and teammate, you're battling up there. I asked him, the setups are similar. What did you need to get around him there at the end? Was it just a matter of clean air?
Yeah, probably that last caution, if it hadn't come out, would have been a little better. But yeah, it was a sprint there at the end. It was just hard as you could go. So,
how much fun is it to kind of be in that one-on-one battle with a teammate, with someone that you obviously have a really good relationship with?
it's fun. I mean, and we mix it up quite a bit, and occasionally we take each other out. On purpose, but it happens.
I like how you brought that up. Oh yeah, occasionally we take each other out, but I didn't take him out this time. So, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not on purpose.
No, I know.
I've been on the receiving end of that several times.
Does he like? Have you been on the receiving end more with him than he has with you? Is it?
I don't know. Here lately, it's been Keith, but
Okay.
but that's okay. It's no problem. He's Keith and Herman and Jeff. We all run together, and we all work with each other. And yeah, we'll tangle every once in a while. We definitely try not to, but it happens.
It happens. Well, I tried to poke the hole in there, but I guess that bond is a lot stronger than my little prodding in this interview. But we saw the long green flag runs tonight. How crucial, that second green flag pit stop, you and Jeff, you guys come down earlier than those other guys up inside the top 5. How crucial was it to make that pit stop early to try to get that large lead that you guys had before that that second to last caution?
We got in the fuel run window, just basically 2 laps in to the point we knew we could make it to the end. Mm-hmm. And that was key. I mean, track position was everything. And it was amazing how guys that would stop just a lap or 2 ahead would make up so much time. But that was the reason I ran long on that lap, the one before us, just trying to make sure that we wouldn't have to do a short pit at the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Some guys would have if that one caution hadn't come out. So,
okay. Well, Jeff, again, a great run here tonight. Second place finish. Before we let you go, want to give the opportunity, and you got a lot of great partners on the car. You've been up here before. You know the drill. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to thank Steve and Dan for running the league and keeping things going on it. And you guys doing the broadcast is awesome. And a lot of good drivers here. It's getting tough to win races and stay up in the top 10, top 5, which is fine. It makes it a lot more exciting. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we enjoy doing these races with you guys. And I think we put on a pretty good show tonight. A lot of green flag runs there. That was a lot of fun.
Put on a spectacular show, Jeff. And I guess I don't normally ask a follow up to the end here, but when you say harder to run in the top 10, does it make those top 10, top 5s, podium finishes, does it make it more rewarding when the field's strong like it's been this year?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely harder to do it, and so it does make it feel a lot better. Especially if you worked on everything and you think you've got something, and then, I mean, there's always, you can always have some kind of a problem during the race that'll take you out or damage your car. But, and it's just, it is pretty rewarding feeling when you get on the podium, or at least get top 5. It's tough sometimes to do that with all the good racers we got.
Well, Jeff, a great run here again tonight. Again, second place run. Congratulations on that. As always, a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. And again, cannot thank you enough for your time here tonight.
All right, thanks, man.
Jeff Fugate, driver of the number 9, your second place finisher here tonight from Texas. Let's go ahead and finally bring in our third place finisher. He's the driver of the number 78, Ryan Johnson. Ryan, you got a copy?
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, I just saw a really fun race. I don't know. Did you just take part in a really fun race? Is that?
Yeah, it was a good NR2000 race. Not too many cautions, but enough to keep it interesting. And had some good long runs. I think at least one green flag pit, if not 2. But I think it's just okay. Yeah, so just a mix. That's kind of race I like.
Well, and we saw tonight, and I don't know. Maybe I might have been blowing things out of proportion. So I want to ask you. It felt like you and the 78 team. Really, really good short run speed, which we always see from you on these 1.5 miles, but maybe lacking a little bit in the long run speed. Was that the case? Was it tire wear? Kind of what? What was the case?
You nailed it right on the head. I was good for about 10 to maybe 15 lap range, and then it would start falling off. I was actually hoping for a late caution with about 10 to 15 to go and give her hell, but it didn't happen. But still came away with a third. I think Keith would have got me had that caution not come out. He was right there on my bumper there. So, but yeah, all around good race by everyone at Hobo.
A great race here tonight. What what kind of goes into that decision making process to kind of test and tune the setup? Is it short runs maybe fit your driving style a little bit more compared to the long runs, or did you short run setup tonight, maybe thinking that we were going to get more short runs tonight? Kind of what goes into that thought process up on top of the box and in between the ears?
Honestly, about the setups, I got to give a shout out to my teammates. They pretty much hand me setups. I'll come in late and practice, run a few laps, kind of tune and tweak through the race, best I can. Like tonight, I kept making some wedge adjustments. I think on that last run, I moved it back the other way because I was worried it was going to be a little loose with the less fuel load. Probably should have kept it where I'd adjusted it down to. But yeah, I rely on them. I don't do a lot of setups. I don't have time. I'm always racing somewhere, so usually fix setup leagues. But yeah, I got a good group of guys that feed me setups, and I'm lucky enough to run them and make them go fast.
Hey, I appreciate the honesty, Ryan. Yeah. I appreciate it. But man, again, congratulations on the podium finish. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Thank all those guys that get you those setups out to the track, and all the guys that get you out here on the track each and every week on the side of the car.
Thank you to you. For taking the time and putting these broadcasts on for all us sim racers, making us feel like we're real racers. Hobo Racing, shout out to my teammates, Caleb, Ken, who else we got? Rick, Ed, Ray Dog, I should say, and Troy. they keep me in line, and we just have fun whispering back and forth during the races. And everyone else over at CCR and FSB as well, enjoy racing pretty much everywhere, and yeah, just have a good time with it.
Well, Ryan, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. As always, it's a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you after one of these races. And again, cannot thank you enough for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Ryan Johnson, driver number 78, your third place finisher here tonight from Texas. Folks, that's going to wrap up our coverage here. HOBO Racing Cup Series from the Texas Motor Speedway. If you like this race, make sure you hit the like button on the video and you are subscribed. You can also check out HOBORacing.com to find out more about the guys racing here at HOBO. Next time we're live, we're going to be live Thursday night. Chris Pickett, Joseph Weaver on the call for Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action from Talladega. You're not going to want to miss out on that one. Again, folks, for all of us here at JTN, and thank you, Danny, I appreciate it, buddy. For all of us here at JTN, folks, for Bristol, our producer, I've been Joe Towanski. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trial with Whitehill and through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the right and a wreckage behind him. You have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won a Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Cinder and Bordeaux for
The contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy with right to